What's going on, YouTube? Your boy is and with another great video. In today's video, man, as you can see in the title of this video, and the video in the video. I know that's kind of crazy, man. But anyway, man, as you can see, man, we're gonna be reacting to this video, man. This is one of those videos, you know, just a regular day on YouTube, and I kind of, came across it, and I thought, well, why not make a video on it? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a good conversation, a good topic to talk about. As you seen in my last video, the one I did, I was talking about Xbox and stuff like that. You know, which is funny because I feel like I done pissed a lot of people off, with that video. But at the end of the day, I felt like, I felt like it needed to be said, in terms of where Microsoft is trying to go, with their company and just how they moving right now. I just felt like, it needed to be said. So I thought, why not just say it and just speak on what I have observed over the years, coming from like just watching Microsoft and watching all their moves and just seeing the things that that I've seen that I just wanted to talk about, man. It's just on my chest to talk about, so I did. And apparently some people didn't like that. I kind of figured though, because it seemed like every time you talk about Xbox or you trying to give a critical point of view on a topic when it comes to Xbox, it seemed like everybody at the woodwork, coming out of the woodwork, they got something to say. You know what I'm saying? And but it's all good though. At the end of the day, like I said, I can only speak my truth. And and I'm gonna stand behind that, 10 toes down. So I don't care. Anyway, but I ain't gonna say it was all negative. I appreciate those who watched my video all the way through and gave me some kind words, man. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, yeah. But anyway, man. So topic of the day is PS5 Pro. Too soon? Me personally, I'm gonna say yeah, bro. I'm gonna say yeah. Like I said, the PS5 it's not that old. It's been what, like maybe 4-ish or maybe 5-ish years now since the PS5 and the Xbox One X, Series X, or whatever the freak they wanted to call that box. But it's been 5 years since this newer generation has came out, man. And I just feel like the talks of a new powerful console or a pro iteration of a PS5. I think it's too soon. And the thing is, do we actually need a more powerful console at this point in time? I think that need to be said too. I don't like, moving too fast with these consoles, and then on top of that, the price point of these consoles, no telling what the PS5 Pro is going to cost. And then on top of that, how can they push the envelope, or how can they be more innovative in terms of specs and what to be expected in the next console? I mean, like, at the end of the day, I feel like at the rate of the gaming industry is going right now, especially with these consoles, I feel as though, if they're gonna come out with a new iteration every year or every some odd years at a time, I feel like, why do all that? You can just get a PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get a whole dedicated gaming PC, strictly dedicated to gaming, and you could just upgrade it as you go. Versus, paying, some amount of dollars. Now, mind you, paying for console is going to be a whole lot cheaper depending upon, what you want in your PC. But at the same time, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel kind of weird, and especially, like I said, I just feel like the console hasn't been that old yet. And then on top of that, with it, playing 4K, games natively at 60 frames per second, I just feel like it's too soon, bro. But I ain't about to talk no more, man. Let's just go ahead and get into the video. This video is gonna be 11 minutes long, 11 minutes and 50 seconds long. And yeah. So if you want to check out the videos on IGN. You can go IGN, check it out. I might have the link in the description box below, so you can go ahead and check it out too. So yeah, without further ado, man, I'm gonna shut my mouth. We're gonna get into this video. All right. So let's get into it.
Welcome back to Next Gen Console Watch, our show following everything happening with the latest gaming hardware. I'm Damon Hatfield, and I'm joined by Max Scoville, host of IGN's PlayStation podcast, Podcast Beyond.
Hey.
And Ryan McCaffrey, host of IGN's Xbox podcast, Podcast Unlocked.
Greetings, Damon.
Hello there. And this week we're talking about the professional PlayStation 5. PS5 Pro, not officially announced by Sony yet, however, believed by industry analysts to be coming later this year. So this would be a souped-up refresh designed to boost interest in PS5 after Sony had admitted it expects sales of the console to start falling over the next year. And if it came out this year, that would also put it ahead of the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025, which is probably going to be the biggest thing ever to happen to games. So the main analyst here, the Dr. Serkan Toto, Tokyo-based games consultancy and content games, very reliable industry analyst, he says, quote, "There seems to be a broad consensus in the game industry that Sony is indeed preparing a launch of a PS5 Pro in the second half of 2024, and Sony will want to make sure to have a great piece of hardware ready when GTA 6 hits in 2025, a launch that will be a shot in the arm for the entire gaming industry." So, for a little bit of context, PS4 was released in 2013, PS4 Pro was released in 2016. PS5 Pro comes out in 2024. That'll be 4 years after the launch of the regular PS5. However, things are a little bit different this generation, as Sony and other publishers have been reluctant to let go of the PS4. Some of the biggest PS5 exclusives like God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West can be played on PS4. Big recent games like Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, playable on PS4. Last year's big games, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Resident Evil 4 Remake, you can play them all on your PS4. Even something like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, previously a current gen-only game, is being ported to PS4 and Xbox One. Also, the PS5 launched at the height of the pandemic and the worldwide chip shortage, and a lot of people were only able to finally find a PS5 a year or two ago, and I don't think those people are going to be super eager to already shell out for a new console. So it begs the question, is it too soon? Or there isn't a big library of games that seem to really take full advantage of the PS5 yet. Max, what do you think?
Absolutely, bro. It's too soon.
Yeah, I think it's definitely different this time around. The PS4 Pro, obviously the big thing it added was 4K support, which the base PS4 didn't have. It had a bigger hard drive. It had HDR support. All of these were like, I feel like, substantial bells and whistles. It was like something to actually consider buying an upgrade for. This time around, I'm not even sure exactly what it would bring to the table.
Exactly.
Aside from everything you said about sort of the...
And I don't mean to pause it. This is gonna be the only pause I do throughout the whole video. I agree. Like, what else more can they do? Like I said, to push the envelope of what we already have. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like if you want like super like flawless, crispy, buttery, the best of the best of when it comes to gaming, bro, just go ahead and get a gaming PC, bro. Like if you got that much money to to throw around, of course, if you're balling like that, you know what I'm saying? Just invest in the gaming PC. I promise you, bro. That'll be the best thing you can do, man. Especially when I got my PC, man. I made sure, I did my own research, of course. I made sure that I was in a position whereas I can do my gaming at a consistent basis. Like I don't really need the whole spec it out. I don't need the 4K 60. I just need something that's going to be stable, like a good like 1440p maybe at 60, and have like a 120 hertz monitor that can like keep up, like stuff like that. And then on top of that, with the YouTube situation and Twitch and stuff like that, I want to be able to do those things as well too, flawlessly on my PC. And that's why I just invested in it. I think I might have like if I'm correct, I think I might have dropped like maybe like 3,200, 33, maybe 32, 33. I'm rounding up. I'm gonna say 3,300 into my gaming PC, and it's been holding out for like however long I had it. I think I had it about like 3 years now. So yeah, but anyway, let's get back to the video.
Slower adoption rate, and there's also the fact that we're still getting a lot of PS4 games, and then This generation definitely had sort of a feeling of being a little bit iterative more than usual. As for Sony wheeling this one out, the other big thing is that usually this time in the generation, PlayStation consoles get a price cut. When the PS4 Pro dropped, the base PS4 model, we got like the little slim
dramatically
version, that went down $100, which is pretty par for the course with basically every PlayStation generation up until this one. This time around, the PlayStation's actually getting more expensive in some parts of the world, and
because of
I don't
know.
If they plan on keeping the base the base PS5 model at the same price, I don't particularly know who this is for, aside from people who just really like having shiny new stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and we're also
it's bowling.
One time we know that Microsoft was planning to have a mid-gen refresh of the Xbox Series, codenamed Brooklyn, which was going to be out in this fall. But I think that the Xbox is kind of in a similar place where there just isn't a big stack of games that you know.
It is funny. It's I'm sorry for pausing, but it's funny that he goes into Xbox with the whole game situation. And like I said, if you watch my other video, we already talked about this, man. Especially with not like a big stack of games. That's funny. But like I said, dude, like hopefully come June, I'm then again I'm keeping my expectations low, extremely low when it comes to Xbox at this moment in time. So whenever June comes around and they do their little presentation or showcase or whatever, trust me, I want them to wow me. I want them to I want to be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to consider thinking about maybe getting the Xbox. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But then again, my expectations are extremely low. But then again, time will tell. So, yeah.
Can seem to only be playable on Xbox Series X. So what's your sort of take on all this?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Brooklyn, if that is indeed real, there's every reason to believe it is based on the fact that it was Microsoft's own internal documents. I know they were older, but this is it's not a horsepower bump. It is just a cost reduction for them, which we talked about on this podcast before. It'll be an all digital machine if that holds true. So yeah, it's just when you factor in the price, as Max was mentioning, there's no indication that either of these consoles is going to get a formal price cut. The Series S has been on sale recently. The Series X had a few deals on it over the holidays, but there's just no reason to believe that a formal official price cut is coming. And so if a PS5 Pro is real, it's going to be at least $600. I'd be willing to bet an In-N-Out Burger lunch on that. That's the price point we're looking at, maybe even $650. And what percentage of
that's crazy
very healthy PS5 installed base is going to be willing to pay that when, as you guys both laid out, there just hasn't really been anything, or there hasn't been much that's really fully leveraged the PS5 and made you think, wow, I'm so glad I upgraded to this. Not that there haven't been great games.
Right. It's not enough. It's not enough, bro. It's not enough. It's not. And then on top, I just the whole notion of, again, having a more powerful console. What is it for? For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the PS5 runs pretty well for what it does, as is. We don't need a Pro. I'm being honest. We don't need a Pro, bro. We don't need it. For one, I would love to see Sony get back into the kitchen, cook up some more ish, and let's have some more titles to look for in the future on said console on the PS5. We don't need a PS5 Pro, dog. We don't need it right now. Not right now. Unless unless you giving us a crispy 4K to 8K, again, all this Ks, 103K. But anyway, I feel like, it needs to be value put into the console, bro. We need more value, period. That goes for Microsoft and Sony as well. Nintendo, on the other hand, they got, I'm not worrying about Nintendo. Nintendo has always been strong with their first parties games, like when it comes to the exclusives, bro, the only people I'm like I have in mind that hold it down and they staying true to their exclusives is Nintendo. No, bro. And to be honest with you, bro, the only console I would love to see an upgrade, and I've been talking about this, bro, to my friends and stuff. Like, we been needed to see a Switch Pro. We been needed to see that, bro. Cause like, how the freak, and it's like Nintendo is the only company that get away with this bull crap, bro. And people just keep buying it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and that's fine. That's fine and dandy. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy the console you play, no, that's cool. That's cool. But like, come on, dude. Nintendo, they rarely like do like price cuts on their products. Rarely. I've never seen it. Especially on the e-store, like you rarely see like a deal going on, when it comes to their games. Hell, Mario Odyssey came out a few years ago, still at $60 on the e-store. That's crazy. But yeah, dude, like, oh my god, bro. Let's just get back into the video.
I've said it on this show, I think probably 100 times. I'm going to make it 101 here. I still think Ratchet and Clank is
that's good. That's great.
And that was an early.
I need to play this game too.
Sony and from Insomniac, and I just don't think we've topped that. Which yet it will happen, but yeah, I mean,
can you even top it?
You mentioned GTA 6, Damon. We know that there's
and literally, I'm sorry again. I keep interrupting. Anyway, I'm a gamer, bro. I love stuff like this. I get hype. Anyway. Yes, that's the only reason I can see them doing this. Like you said, it's coming. The PS4 Pro should be coming in the later half of this year, and I think they're just trying to gear up for the mass of they trying to get in on the whole GTA 6 hype train because they know And well as us, bro, like we already know when GTA 6 finally drops. I'm trying to watch my language. People are already planning a mass PTO leave on their jobs just for one game. Just imagine the money that's Rockstar is going to be coming. That's going to be coming in, bro. Just imagine the money, the moolah. But they're gonna be, bro. They already swimming in money from 10 years of GTA 5. You know what I'm saying? Like they already spent. That's old money at this point. They trying to. I feel like they say what GTA 5 generated what 5 billion, not 5 billion, like billions of dollars. I feel like when GTA 6 come out, but it wouldn't surprise me if they hit the trillion mark. It would not surprise me at all, bro. If they hit $1 trillion worth of sales in GTA 6 alone, bro. Rockstar. Like I said, I don't put it past them, but I can see that happening. Real shit. No other dev company has that kind of hold on the gaming industry like Rockstar has it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, bro, it's gonna be crazy. I already said it. I already talked about it in my other videos, man. Pertaining to GTA 6, it's gonna take the world by storm, bro. It's gonna be crazy, and the rumors for that. With the price point of the game is going to be, I don't want to talk about that until it's coming from them officially from the company. But anyway, back to the video.
Version of GTA
I keep pausing
6
it.
And so, I am such a fan of GTA. I hold the entire series in such high regard. I think GTA 5 is one of the 10 best video games ever made. Period. And GTA 6 is going to be, by a number of different measurements, the biggest game of the decade. Whether it turns out to be as good as GTA 5 or, dare I say, better,
I wouldn't put it past Sony to like bundle the game with the console too.
And based on
it just makes sense.
Track record with GTA,
yep.
I am fully willing and ready to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro just for Grand Theft Auto 6, because it will be the best way.
It just makes sense
to play that game.
It just makes freaking sense. You won't. It's like it just from a business standpoint, bro. It just makes sense. Get in on the hype train before the hype train takes off. Let's just go ahead and get the console out there. You know, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. Like I said, it's a PS5 Pro. It's not gonna be too much. It might be a little bit more powerful, you know, than the PS5 that we got now. But it can't. Come on. What more can they do? You know, it's just they just trying to get in on it. I don't blame them, dog. I don't blame them.
Without a PC version in there, and so that from the Xbox side of things makes you gotta wonder. Well,
oh my gosh,
GTA is powerful. You know, we know that it's not just me, and so if Microsoft doesn't do a horsepower bump in the middle of the generation, is that like going to be a serious sort of black mark on their ledger here? If hardcore people like me are willing to go out and get a PS5 Pro just for the biggest game of the entire generation, I don't know, but it's some interesting food for thought.
Max, what do you think? Is there anything to that? Can Sony sort of align themselves as like the best place to play PS5 Pro?
I can see it.
I could definitely see being a strong argument.
Yo.
Point. I think it's a very conservative estimate to say that this is going to be the biggest game of the decade. I think it's going to be
ever.
one of the biggest games ever. Period. Like GTA 5 was the first entertainment product to break $1 billion in a week or something like that.
Yes.
Day, I think it was.
Yes.
It was like 3 days. It was whatever it was. It shattered records. It was and that was a different time in terms of how people play games. The hype for this game is just
so immense.
Like it is so completely over the top. There are plenty of people who would without hesitating for a heartbeat shell out for a special edition PS5 Pro that has a GTA 6 on the box or whatever. Like no questions asked. That absolutely could see that being a thing. I could also see Microsoft following suit and having a similar option on the table. I imagine that Rockstar's probably teaming up with one console manufacturer. We in the same way that we saw, Cyberpunk 2077. What am I saying? Back in 2020, there was the Xbox One X edition. There was like a special edition for that came around at the same time as launch. People they like to sell special editions around that. We don't usually see
bundles,
dedicated like actual hardware bumps alongside that. Usually special editions are kind of like hardware that's been out there for a minute. If any game can justify teaming up with new hardware, like GTA 6 is it for sure.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Again, the PS5 Pro has not been officially announced by Sony, although analysts do believe it's likely to be coming this year. We'll definitely continue. This will be one of the major stories to continue following as we move deeper into 2024. Last week, we were talking about these 4 games that were coming from Xbox to other platforms, and in their sort of the podcast where they shared their plan. Phil wasn't ready to reveal the 4 games quite yet, but now, of course, we know what they all are. It's official. It's Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush. And now,
Hi-Fi Rush, bro. Like, what the freak? Hi-Fi Rush, legitimately, in my personal opinion, was one of the best exclusives that they had on their in their lineup. But the thing is, I think they failed to like capitalize on that game, in terms of promoting it, advertisement, just getting the game out there. Like, I think they just really fumbled the ball. They fumbled the bag with that one, bro. Because Hi-Fi Rush definitely deserved to be in the limelight in terms of with Microsoft. It just did, bro. As you've seen, I don't know if you guys watched the 2023 Game Awards show. Like, dude, come on. Like, it won so many awards, bro. And the soundtrack and the visuals, out of this world. I think that game deserved a little bit more love than it got. So, but now everybody get the chance to play it. It's about to be multiplayer. So, again, anyway.
They're all coming and to what platforms and when. So that's all out there. We have the results of last week's poll. We wanted to know, Switch and PS5 owners, would you buy some combination of Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, or Sea of Thieves? A little over 55% of respondents said no, Xbox can keep them, but we'll see how that changes now that we know that they're all coming in
Damn.
very soon. 36%.
But I can see Hi-Fi Rush doing good on Switch.
They're going to get all of these.
I can see that.
All 4 of them. Ryan, now that we know official, any sort of like follow-up thoughts on last week? These are sort of like, they're not Starfield or Indiana Jones level. They're a little bit smaller games. That's not a comment on their quality, but it's just, these are the games that Xbox feels isn't going to damage their, the Xbox, the idea of the Xbox brand by sharing them with other consoles, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hell didn't freeze over.
Right.
We're here. We're doing the show. And I think that's the big question that we're going to talk about on Podcast Unlocked this week, that'll be up by now as this episode airs, is what's next? Because Microsoft certainly, these are not going to be the only 4 games they ever do this with. So it's great that they're all 4. They're really good games. All 4 of them. There's not a mediocre game amongst them. These are all excellent games. So it's great to see that Switch and PS5 owners will have access to 1 or more of these. And yeah, we're going to talk on Unlock this week about what could be next.
Max,
he really just trying to like
of whether or not,
keep it together.
Some of these games will be embraced by the PlayStation community.
Don't sleep on Pentiment. Pentiment's great. Pentiment on Switch is a wonderful thing. Everyone should, take that game on the go. Good beach reading in February.
A lot of reading in that game. New poll for you to vote on for next week. Would you buy a PlayStation 5 Pro just for Grand Theft Auto 6? This is an easy yes or no, and make sure you vote at IGN.com the day this episode goes live, and we'll share the results with you next episode. And that's going to do it for this edition of Next Gen Console Watch. Thank you to both Ryan and Max. Thank you to Joba and Mariah and everyone working behind the scenes to make this episode possible. Sometimes it's tricky to pull off. My name is Damon. We'll be back next week.
Okay, bro. All right, so that was it. Yeah. Xbox, like I said, old dude over there, he was just trying to keep it together, try to keep the dream of Xbox alive, Again, like I said, it's just sad to see that, Xbox is just really from the black with this one, but at the same time, it gives gamers to, play them, and to experience the greatness of said games. Well, said game. It's Hi-Fi Rush. That's the only game I'm referring to. But yeah, and not to mention, I think Sony did the exact same thing, with some of their exclusives as well. I was kind of surprised to see God of War on Steam and Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. I think was a Rift Apart. Yeah, and they have the Uncharted series collection on there as well. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, it gives more gamers, it gives more people to experience these games at their best. Especially if you're playing on PC. You're gonna have nothing but the best. And yeah, so it's kind of weird too because I played God of War for a little bit on my PC, and it felt kind of weird playing it with an Xbox controller. I ain't gonna cap. That kind of threw me through a loop. But it was still fun, and it was so smooth too, so crispy smooth. Oh my gosh. But again, I think in my personal opinion, with Sony doing it, I don't think it was really going to put a dent in their lineup. Because that's where the greatness is at. But anyway, yeah, man, that's going to do the video, man. As always, man, if you enjoyed the video, please give your boy a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just rate it 1 to 10. I don't care. It helps me with the algorithm. Get my channel out there so I can grow. But yeah, and hopefully we can pass 400 subscribers, bro. Please, bro. Can we do that? Can we surpass 400 subscribers, bro? Can I hit 500, bro? 600? Maybe 700? I don't know. If y'all mess with me like that, if you mess with me, it's cool. But anyway, yeah, as always, man, I just ask you that you can please rate the video, man, and comment down below, and let's start a conversation too about said topic. And I want to see how you guys feel too as well, because some of you guys got some good points besides the haters. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox fanboys. But anyway, as always, man, be blessed. Stay out the way. Stay safe. And I'll catch you guys next time on the next one. Peace.